everyone. I'm Aanchal Sharma, your educator. In this video, we are going to discuss a very important topic. We are going to talk today about the difference between UGC NET examination as well as B.Ed examination. So let us take a quick overview about these two examinations that we have. First of all, B.Ed is a basic eligibility online examination that happens. It's a basic eligibility test, right? So it is a test that happens, and when you clear this test, you are eligible to become assistant professor, lecturer in any school, in any university or college, right? If you also are a good scorer in this examination, then you have your junior research fellowship given to you. The money, the stipend is provided by the government, and you can carry forward your research. So by this examination, clearing this eligibility test, you are becoming a lecturer. While the B.Ed examination is basically a 2-year-long program. It's not an examination per se, it's a program that happens. And when you are done with your B.Ed degree or after the B.Ed program, you are eligible to teach in schools. But of course, B.Ed is like the minimum criteria that you need to teach in any school. They do ask for the CTET exam, DSSSB, the other exams that you need to teach in the schools. But yes, there are some private schools that can also give you a job. Now, when it comes to the money that you get, when you become lecturer, you score about 50,000 and above, while you get 20,000 to 30,000 when it comes to the B.Ed degree. But people ask me, which is the most important thing and where should I focus? Like, should I focus on UGC NET and should I focus on B.Ed? Now, the best approach that, or the best advice that I can give you is that once you are done with your, maybe your MA or your, of course, MA is needed for UGC NET. But if you haven't started your MA, then you cannot give your UGC NET exam. Agar you have already done your MA, then the best approach that you can have and the best advice that I can give you is to do your B.Ed if you want to and simultaneously prepare for the UGC NET exam. Rest, let us discuss the difference between these two. So there are differences between these two examinations. The UGC NET or the NTA UGC NET exam is basically an eligibility test that happens for the post of assistant professor or to carry forward your research when you have the junior research fellowship awarded to you. In the Indian universities and colleges, you are eligible to teach. So it's an eligibility test that is conducted by the National Testing Agency on behalf of the University Grants Commission. The paper is happening here in 2 times a year, and also we see that there are 2 papers, paper 1 and paper 2. There are some of the minimum eligibility criteria that you have to meet. That means if you have, so first of all, you need your master's degree, and if you are from a reserved category, then 50%. And if you are from the unreserved category, then 55% are the minimum marks that you need in your MA or your post-graduation. There are some of the relaxations, and we have already discussed that in the previous video. Then after this, discussing this, what is basically the age limit, you will ask. So of course, the age limit for your examination, that means for your assistant professor, there is no age limit, but for JRF, it is 30. Then you can say that what kind of jobs do you get after this paper? Once you clear this exam, you are eligible to teach in different Indian universities as well as colleges. So we have already discussed about UGC NET, and as I told you, there is paper 1. Paper 1 has 10 units as well as paper 2. Paper 2 has 10 units also, and aapke MA mein whatever subjects you are dealing or whatever subject you are dealing in your MA, that should be the exam that you are giving for paper 2. That should be your core exam. This is what we discussed in the previous video. Then what are the other career options? So you will say that again and again, I'm saying that you can either become a lecturer or an assistant professor or take the research work. But what are the other career options that you can get? There are so many other options, and there are many more. So you can become a program executive, you can become a committee head, you can become a transmission executive, authors, writers, a center manager, or you can become an IP lead or a lab trainer, guest faculty, or an ad hoc teacher or ad hoc lecturer. Then it can be a consultant. You can become a coaching tutor online and an offline mode. Another very important area that you can target is the PSUs, the public sector undertakings. The public sector undertakings also are looking for people who are in different disciplines, in disciplines like science, in disciplines like management, corporate communication, human resources, one area that is booming nowadays. In fact, finance also. So after clearing this examination, that is NTA UGC NET, you can do these following things that we have discussed. Also, you can take part or you can go for the walk-in interview that we have for the public sector undertakings. Right? So these are the different areas. After clearing this examination, you can go in that direction. Then what about the B.Ed degree? Now, B.Ed degree, as I told you, is a 2-year long program that happens. So either the admission can happen either through the written examination, it can have an entrance examination, it can have a merit-based admission that can happen. After this, you take an admission, you study for 2 years, then you have your degree. And after that, you are eligible to teach in different schools. So the candidates who want to become teacher and to teach in schools, you need to study what? You need to study the B.Ed, that is the Bachelor of Education, where they actually teach you the art of teaching the students. After B.Ed, what you will do? After B.Ed, you can do your M.Ed, you can study more, you can have masters in it, and of course, you can go for the research work also. So in both the areas, you can go to the research works. Then, to be eligible for the B.Ed programs, the student have to earn the undergraduate degree. Now, this is a very important difference. For your UGC NET, you need to at least enroll yourself in MA, right? You can be in the first year of MA and then you can give the UGC NET exam, provided the condition is that once the certificate comes, you need to prove them that you are meeting the eligibility criteria that is there. 55% or 50% respectively, where you align, in which category you are in. But if you do not get that, then the certificate won't be valid. When it comes to your B.Ed examination, you need to have the undergraduate degree. And after that, you can do your B.Ed. After B.Ed, you can do M.Ed. But if you want to teach in some government school, then you have to apply for another exam, and that is the CTET exam. So for the CTET exam, you need to have B.Ed. So ye kya ho jata? This is the minimum eligibility to actually appear for the paper CTET, right? So there are different examinations, important ones like the DU B.Ed, that's very famous, IGNOU B.Ed. Then you have other B.Ed entrance exams that you can target on for the B.Ed course. The candidates must actually pass the teacher eligibility test in order to meet the eligibility requirements, that is TET. Students who pass the exams are actually qualified to apply for the teaching positions with the government. India organizes teaching eligibility tests both at the center as well as the state levels. Now, what are the jobs that I can do after I have done my B.Ed? What if I want to become a principal? What are the things that I need to do? So these are the jobs, and these are some of the broad selection processes that happen in our country. So if you want to teach in Navodaya Vidyalaya or Kendra Vidyalaya, that is the government schools, what do you need? The central government school teacher. For this job, you need to give this proficiency test, that is the CTET exam, Central Teaching Eligibility Test. That's for the recruitment. It is a recruitment exam that is conducted by the respective authority. Then if you want to become a school assistant or a postgraduate teacher, you need to look at the marks that you have scored in the TRT, that is the teacher recruitment test. Then if you want to become a primary teacher, elementary school teacher, then also your TRT becomes important. What if I want to become a school principal? Then of course the selection process would be a very rigid screening or an interview. And of course, the selection process is based on the teaching experience of the candidate. For how many years you have been teaching? The selection process takes through the interview, and there is the school's chairman and the executive committee that sit together. Then, what if you want to become the language pundit teachers for Hindi and the regional languages? Then also TRT, that is called as the teacher recruitment test, is conducted by various various state governments. So these are the various jobs. We see that in the private sector, you get about 20,000 to 30,000. when it comes to the teaching jobs. And when you talk about lecturerships, you can start with about 50,000, and it is of course according to the pay scale. So it can vary, right? So these are the two broad exams, and basically what people do if they have already done their MA, so they do their B.Ed also, and they start preparing for their UGC NET exam. So this is a common trend that I have seen in any child, and I know that this is a good trend. So I hope you understood that there are few differences, and one similarity that I told you is that both of these papers can give you a chance to do your PhD. So if you want to study more, then the option of PhD is always open. So if you clear your UGC NET exam that is conducted by NTA, it's a one-time exam, valid for lifetime. It's of course 3 hours of examination, online mode with no negative marking that happens. And paper 1 and paper 2 are the two papers that you need to qualify. After that, 6% of the people are eligible for the post of assistant professor, 1% or maybe 1.5%, it respects on the cutoff. It depends on the cutoff. They are eligible for the research work. When it comes to B.Ed, then this is a 2-year long program that you do. After that, you give other exams and you are eligible to teach in schools. Here you are eligible to teach in the colleges and at the universities. So this is the difference between these two, and I hope you understood all the things. If you have any doubt, you can ask me or you can write it down in the comment section and we'll surely reply to you. Thank you so much.